We are on strike watch tonight. The UAW and the big three automakers are taking it down to the wire.
Again, that deadline tonight is just before midnight, and we could see a strike at the stroke of midnight. Let's go live to Dearborn. That's where Chris Van Cleave joins us, the senior transportation correspondent for CBS News. Chris, you had a chance to speak with Ford's CEO today. What did he tell you?
Well, I asked him, shouldn't you be locked away in a room right now negotiating? And he said, people would think that, but they still haven't gotten any feedback, Jim Farley says, to their offer they made yesterday of a 20% pay increase and adding cost of living protections and things like that, the Ford's fourth offer. He said basically what he told us in a very frustrated media gaggle last night, which is you can't negotiate if you're only talking to yourself. And that was really the takeaway there. He says, the auto workers ask if Ford were to give them everything they asked for. He said it would mean they'd be paying employees $300,000 a year, and it would put them on a path to bankruptcy. He said it's just not something they can do. But he says there is some more wiggle room from their offer. They've not made a last best offer. They had hoped to get into the room with the leadership of the UAW earlier this week with him and Bill Ford and come up with a last best offer that worked for everyone. They say they're still waiting basically for someone at UAW to call them back.
Chris, any sense as to if they don't hear back in these next couple of hours, do they go ahead and just make a final and best offer or try to reach out themselves again?
Well, I think they would like feedback to know what's not working with the offers they've made before they try to draw any firm lines in the sand. What they are doing now is focusing on preparing the operation for a potential strike. They know this targeted strike program will be disruptive, and if the plants that are hit are stamping plants or engine plants, it will force other plants likely to come offline in the coming days. And one of the things that's unclear here is the employees that might be put out of work because there aren't engines to build F-150s. Those folks may or may not be eligible for strike pay or unemployment. They say they would like to avoid all of that and get a deal in place. But as we've noted all day long, the clock is ticking fast, and it certainly looks like a strike becomes more inevitable with every passing minute.
All right, national correspondent Chris Van Cleave joining us from Dearborn tonight outside Ford headquarters. We appreciate your time. Thank you.